Hello students, we are discussing the chapter that is Animal Kingdom. In the Animal Kingdom we have completed 3 of the phylums that are Porifera, Coelenterata and Ctenophora. So let us start the next phylum. The next phylum is the platyhelminthes. Now the meaning of platyhelminthes, what is the meaning? First of all, if it is platy, these organisms, they are flatworms. Okay, platy means flat and helminths means worm. So these organisms commonly they are also known as flatworms. Okay, now let us start with their general characteristics. What are the characteristics? In the phylum platyhelminthes, around 13,000 species are till now discovered. Now come to the general characteristics. First of all, about their habitat, where they live. See, till now what we have seen in the phylum Porifera, Coelenterate and Ctenophore, that these organisms, they are aquatic. Yes, most of them they are marine, but some of the organisms they are also freshwater. What is happening in this group of animal, this group, that this organism for the first time they develop another habitat. And what is that habitat? That is another organism's body. So whenever it is another organism's body, that are generally endoparasites. Now what is endoparasites? That these organisms, they are living in some another organism's body. Now this is a term, the word endoparasite, I have added endo here. What is the meaning of endoparasite? Parasite means already you know what is parasite. Parasite means those organisms who takes the shelter and the food from the another organism or from the host body, they are known as parasites. Now what is endoparasite? Endoparasite means they are living inside the organism's body, inside the host body, that is known as the endoparasite. And if it comes to the ectoparasite, then those organisms will present just the body surface and who takes the food from it, that type of organisms, that type of parasites, they are known as ectoparasite. So in this case, in the platyhelminthes, basically they are endoparasite. But yes, majority of them they are endoparasite, but yes, free living some organisms are also here. So they are endoparasites, majority of them. Okay, but some of the organisms, they are also free living. One of the free living organism, I can give you the example, that is planaria. So planaria is an organism. This is also known as Deutschesia. So this planaria or Deutschesia, that is actually the free living organism who do not live in the host body. They are known as the free living organism. And most of them, they are endoparasites. I will give you the examples whenever we proceed. Now come to the next characteristics about their habit. Okay, so what is the habit and habitat? First of all, habitat we have seen. If it comes to their habit, that generally this organism, they live inside the host body. Okay, they live inside the host body. They are generally the parasites. That is about the habit only. They do not live in the colonies obviously, but yes, once they are entering inside some host body, and inside that host body, they will start to multiply and numbers of species they will be present. Now come to the level of organization. What is the level of organization? Now for the first time in the this flatworms or platyhelminthes, for the first time these organisms have organ level of organization. Now what is organ level? Now what happened to the ctenophores? Up to the ctenophores, that the cells are arranged, organized to form the tissues. Just tissue form we have seen. Now in this phylum platyhelminthes, the tissues are aggregated and performing some specific function. They are forming organ. But yes, organ system that can be also found. That means they will have organ as well as the organ system. So they're going to have both of them. So level of organization, if you come, then it is organ. Generally, in general, you will write organ level of organization. But yes, some of the organ system level of organization is also been seen. Okay. So let us come to the next point, that is about their symmetry. What is the symmetry? How it is actually can be divisible, and we can see morphologically. These organisms, they are bilaterally symmetrical. They are bilateral. That means this organism can be divided into two equal halves. Okay, and whenever you suppose plane horizon on a vertical line, then passing through this midpoint, this organism can be divided into exactly right and the left half. Okay, so this organism is bilaterally symmetrical organism, and yes, they are dorso-ventrally flattened too. Okay, so this is bilateral. That means suppose this is the organism. Now passing through this midpoint, this organism, if it is drawn a vertical line, then you will get two equal half, right half and the left half. Okay, so this type of symmetry is known as bilateral symmetry. Once again, this is a new characteristics in them. In the phylum platyhelminthes, what happened? Level of organization is different from the ctenophores, from the cylindrids, and the symmetry, for the first time, the symmetry become bilateral. Remember, this point is important. Now after that, come to the germ layer. Yes, germ layer is also very much important. Why? Because now this organism is capable to form the third germinal layer, that is mesoderm. Now what is happening in them? This organism will have the three germ layers: ectoderm outside, endoderm inside, and in between the third germinal layer, mesoderm is also been seen. So this organism, for the first time, they are triploblastic animal. So this organism are triploblastic. They are going to have three linings. Okay, outer germ layer, that is ectoderm. Suppose this is the outer lining, this is ectoderm. Now the middle lining is the third germinal layer. Actually, this mesoderm have been developed in this species, in this phylum platyhelminthes, and the third germinal layer is already there, that is endoderm. So this organism have all the three germ layers, that is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. So that's why this type of organism are triploblastic animal. Now come to the next one, that is body plan. Whenever it comes to body plan, we also have to know about the digestion. Okay, so in that organism, what type of digestive system is present? See, digestive system means, do they have mouth or anus separately? Do they have alimentary canal? What is the plan actually? In this group of animal, the body plan, this is blind sac. Once again, like the ctenophores you have studied, right? In the ctenophores, what happened? A single opening was there, which was serving both as a mouth as well as the anus, and inside they will have just a gastrovascular cavity. In them also same thing is happening. That means they are going to have also a single opening which is serving both as a mouth as well as a anus, and they will have a blind sac body plan. So in that body plan, remember, they are going to have blind sac body plan. The next characteristics about their body form. Now what is body form? What type of organism is that? See, this organism are dorso-ventrally flattened organism. I already have told you that if it comes to you only, whenever you see yourself, this side, the front side, what we call that side, this is the ventral side, and the back, that will be your dorsal side. So in case of us, what happened? We are also like this dorso-ventrally flattened animal. But if you see in case of the fishes, in case of fishes, what happened? This two sides, they are the lateral side. So they are laterally compressed. In case of us, what is happening? It is dorso-ventrally compressed animal. In this case, in the phylum platyhelminthes, also same thing is happening, that this body form, this organism, they are dorso-ventrally flattened animal. So this organism is dorsoventrally flattened animal. One thing also I need to tell you that in this organism, suppose I am drawing one species, that is a worm. This is called as a tapeworm, what we all know about tapeworm. So what is happening in the tapeworm? One thing, they are dorsoventrally flattened, their body is very much compressed, actually just like a paper sheet or just like a ribbon. Now in that body also you can see that this organism will show some type of segments. Okay, so this organism will have some segments. Those segments we cannot call that yes, this is the true segments, or they do not have the truly metamerically segmented animal, or they do not show metamerism. Okay, so what is happening in them? The false segments which appear to be a segmented animal, but it is not a true segment. Why? Because I told you that to be called as a true segment, this organism have to have the repeated organ in each of the segments, which is not happening in this phylum platyhelminthes. That yes, they might show segments. Yeah, in this organism they do not show segments. Yes, this organism will show segments, but that segment is not a true segment. Okay, so that's why what we can call that yes, this organism is strobilated. Strobilated means this organism will have some segments like structures, but those segments are not true segments. We cannot call yes, this organism is truly segmented animal. No, because some of the segments they are having some another organs. The later segments they have different organ. So this way actually the segments will have different organs. So that's why we cannot call yes, this is a truly segmented animal. No. So in this organism they are having the segments what we can call that is strobilated, and those segments what we use the term here, these segments are known as proglottids. These are known as proglottids. So that is about their body form, that they are dorsoventrally compressed body. Second thing, that in them they're going to have some segments which is false segments. This is also known as strobilated, and those false segments they are known as the proglottids. Why? What is the reason why we cannot call it as the truly segmented animal? Because each segment do not bear the repeated organ. That's why. Now come to the next point about their digestion. Already told you about their body plan. Whenever it comes to the body plan, you understand half of the digestion. That means now in this organism, do they have the complete digestive system or complete digestive tract? Do they have? No. So in that organism, the digestive tract is incomplete. So they have incomplete digestive tract. Okay. Now come to this organisms habit and habitat. See, first of all, in the habitat what I said that these organisms are endoparasite. So they live, suppose inside your body. So whenever it come to present inside your body, they live inside your body, they start to take your food, your digested food. Okay, so suppose in the region of the intestine, this tapeworm is present. Now this tapeworm will take whatever the food you have taken. You have digested the food molecule, and in the intestine, those digested food molecule will be taken by this organism, not by the mouth. They will not take the food. They can absorb the food material directly from the body surface. Okay, so some type of animals are also here that yes, this organism have body, suppose mouth is present, yeah, incomplete, but yes, mouth is present. With the help of what they can take the food. But yes, in this grade, some of the organism also have another characteristics, that this organism will show the absorption of already digested food molecule of the host. Okay, so they can absorb the digested food of the host. Okay, so in that type of organism, their skin is capable to take the food molecule, digested food molecule, which is now in the liquid form, can be taken up by them, and they will just absorb it. They don't have to also digest by their own. They should not have their enzymatic activity. Why? Because already it is digested in the host body. The host already have completed digesting the food material, so they have to just absorb it. Okay, so that's the digestive system. The digestive tract is incomplete, and the second thing, that in them the food molecule, if it is living inside the host body, they can directly absorb the digested food molecule or the liquid from the host body or the intestine. Now come to the respiration. Now just see one very unique thing, that this is actually all of the characteristics. These are the parasitic adaptation. That means now if they are parasites, they have to develop or adapt something, some characters they have to adopt. What is the characteristics? One thing, first thing about their digestion, told you, they absorb the already digested food molecules. Second thing about their respiration. Why? Because in respiration, what is happening? See, somehow this tinea solium suppose enter inside my body. In intestine, they with the help of hooks or suckers, they will attach to my intestine. So whenever they start to living inside my body, is it possible freely they will get oxygen? Our body will have oxygenated, that means aerobic respiration. That means the oxygen is now present in the blood. Blood is transporting the oxygen. You do not have free oxygen molecule somewhere inside your body. In the tissues, the free oxygen molecule you will not get. You will not get proper air in the region of the intestine. Freely it is not present. It will be taken by the blood to transport. So what is happening in that organism? If it is a parasite, they will not get oxygen. So that's why they adapt themselves to live also in the anaerobic condition. That means in absence of oxygen also they can able to respirate with the help of carbon dioxide. So this organism will have anaerobic respiration. So anaerobic respiration means in absence of oxygen, whatever the type of respiration occurs, that is known as anaerobic respiration. Next one, see about their nervous regulation. Nervous regulation means now they have a well-developed nervous system. Now for the first time what happened? I told here that this organism developed the organ. So one specific type of organ have developed. See, what is that? Suppose this is the animal. Okay. Suppose in this group or this grade of animal, yes, primitive head is developed. That means now in them some concentrated ganglions are there. These are actually the concentrated nerves. So those nerves are present, and for the first time cephalization is started. Cephalization is started means what? Cephal means head. Okay, but in that head, the more specific, more complicated, complex structures like the brain have not developed. Yes, they develop just concentrated nerve in that organism. You can see in this tinea solium also, this is head. So in this group of animal, this is also a head. So in this group of animal, one organ is there, that is the head. Now in that head, actually concentrated nerves are present. So these are the concentrated nerves. So those nerves, they will have the longitudinal nerves like this. So these are the extension of nerve. So that nerve in the head region, they are the cephalic nerves or the cephalic ganglion which will extend. Okay, so these are known as the longitudinal nerve. These are the longitudinal nerve. Now, this longitudinal nerve will actually attach or they're in connection with the necks by some transverse commissures like this. Okay, and whenever it comes to the surface, they get branched. Okay, they get branched. Okay, so I will draw a little more clear picture here. So what is happening in them? See, first of all, cephalization is started. That means head is developed. So here some concentrated nerves are present that form the head. Now some long nerves are present entire the length of this organism. They are the longitudinal nerve. Now connecting this to longitudinal nerve, what they have, they are going to have some transverse commissures like this, just like a ladder. Okay, so they are going to have transverse commissures, and those transverse commissures in this lateral region will get bifurcated, and whenever it bifurcated, this type of nerve, they are known as the lateral nerve. So this organism, as you can see in the nervous system, how does nervous system actually look like? So this nervous system look like ladder like nervous system. So this is the ladder like nervous system. Now come to their excretion. Yes, excretion is also very much important. Why? Because excretion is performed by a specific type of cell. And what is that cell? That cell is the flame cell. So what is the flame cell? How does cell look like? See, throughout this body is very small dot type of cells are present throughout the body, so that it can remove the waste product, that is ammonia. So their nitrogenous waste product is ammonia. Now they can release ammonia, but how they will remove it? By a specific cell that is called as flame cell. It just look like a flickering flame actually. How? See the flame cell, suppose this is the cell. I will enlarge this structure here. So how does look like? See, this is the cell suppose, and this cell will have some pseudopodia like things. So this is the flame like structures. Okay, so this is the cell. Okay, this is a single cell. Now what happens in there? They will have a vacuole type of thing, empty space are there. Now the rest of the cytoplasmic content will be present on the whole cell. Suppose here the nucleus is present, some basal ganglions are present, some basal granules are there, and from that the cilia will arise. So those cilia will beat, and because of that they will take the waste product. They will collect only the nitrogenous waste product from the different tissues and organ. So this is a very unique question that comes many a times in the medical exams, AIIMS and NEET, that what is the excretory cell found in case of platyhelminthes? Remember, this is the flame cell. So whenever that flame cell, with the help of this pseudopodia, they collect the nitrogenous waste, that is ammonia. So ammonia is the nitrogenous waste. Okay, that ammonia is taken. Now this ammonia that will be collected into a tube. So through this tube they will be removed outside through a pore that is known as the excretory pore. So with the help of the excretory pore, they will just remove the nitrogenous waste product. So yes, that is the flame cell, excretory organ. After that, come to the next characteristics about their reproduction. What type of reproduction is found? Here in this organism also same thing is happening like in case of the earlier phylums, that is the coelentrates or ctenophores, or in case of the poriferans. What is happening in this organisms also? A specific type of complete distinct male and female bodies are not present. Now in them also reproduction, in case of them they will have the normal bisexual characteristics or hermaphrodite condition, where the male and the female, the male organism and the female organism, they are not separated. In the same body they are going to have both the male organ as well as the female organ. So in them they are going to have bisexual condition. Bisexual condition means they are the hermaphrodite, where the same body will bear both the male organ as well as the female organs. Now come to their another characteristics about their type of reproduction. Is it sexual or asexual? See, in them they are capable enough to produce the gametes and fertilize by the same organism. But yes, they also can have cross fertilization. That means though that organism is suppose hermaphrodite, they have both the male and the female organs, then also in the same organism, the meeting of male and female gamete in the same body will not occur. They have to depend on some another organism, another species, suppose another organism to take the gamete from it. Okay, so what is happening in some of the organism, a specific type of fertilization is seen, that is cross fertilization. Cross fertilization and self fertilization, they are the two type of fertilization. Self fertilization means in the same organism the meeting of male and female gametes occur as this organism is bisexual or hermaphrodite. Now what is happening in some condition, though that organism is hermaphrodite, then also it is not possible, or it is not happening that in the same body the same male and female gamete of the same organism will fertilize in the same body. What happened? Male gamete will come from a different organism, female gamete will be coming from a different organism. Male body will deposit the male gamete into suppose another female's body, and in the female body male and female gamete meets. So that is known as cross fertilization. So in them actually self fertilization is also there, cross fertilization is also been found. Yes, this organism, if it comes to reproduction, first of all they are bisexual. Second thing, in them they will show both sexual and asexual reproduction. That means they can form the gamete, but without the formation of gamete also they can have reproduction. So in that reproduction point also I need to tell you one thing, that yes, most of this organism they are bisexual. Yes, they are bisexual, but yes, there is some another species which is unisexual now, that is planaria. So in case of planaria, what you can see, in case of planaria, the separate male planaria and separate female planaria is present. So they are unisexual, or they are not hermaphrodite. Female organism is different, male organism is different. So they are generally bisexual, but yes, there's some of the organism they are unisexual too. Okay, suppose the planaria now have the male planaria and female planaria that exist. Now the next one, that is sexual as well as asexual type of reproduction. Sexual, already understood what is sexual reproduction, that is by the production of the gamete they undergo the process of reproduction, that is sexual, where the meeting of gametes involved, that is sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is happening in this organism also. Like if I give you an example, planaria I am giving, so just see what is happening in planaria. In planaria, a type of regeneration is found. Regeneration means they can regenerate their body if it is divided into some pieces. Suppose this organism is divided, then this organism will produce half of the part from the next half. Okay, so they can produce two organisms if it is divided into two pieces. Suppose transverse type of regeneration is found, so it is divided into two halves, they will produce the two organisms. Three pieces, three organisms. So they will have sexual as well as asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction will be performed by this species, this is Fasciola hepatica, then the tapeworm Tinea solium. So in this organism sexual reproduction is found. But yes, asexual reproduction is found in one species which is now unisexual also. What is that? And also the free living organism, what is that? Planaria. Planaria is very much important. Remember, planaria is a free living platyhelminthes. It is asexually reproducing platyhelminthes, and also it is the unisexual type of organism. Now come to the fertilization. Yes, what type of fertilization is there? They will have internal fertilization. Okay, that means the male and female gamete will meet inside the organism. It will not occurring outside. And they have the capacity to undergo cross fertilization. So cross fertilization means whenever we'll discuss the life cycle we need in the phylum platyhelminthes. One life cycle is Fasciola hepatica and second life cycle is the Tinea solium. Those things we'll discuss. So that time you will understand what is cross fertilization. I will tell you in detail. So for now, they will have internal fertilization. That means meeting of male and female gamete will occur inside the body. Okay, that is internal fertilization. See, in the animal kingdom, one happens CCEH. In these organisms, in that phylum, only external fertilization is there. What are they? Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Echinodermata and Hemichordata. CCAH. So in only these 4 phylums, they are going to have external fertilization. But other than rest of the organism will have internal fertilization. That means meeting of male and female gamete will occur only inside the body. So that is known as the internal fertilization. Platyhelminthes will also have internal fertilization. Now come to the development. See, in this organism, development is both direct as well as indirect. So they will have direct development as well as indirect development. So you can understand what is indirect development. Indirect development means larvae exist in their lifetime. So it is not only one larva, like in case of frog you see that they have the tadpole metamorphosed to the adult. In them, this organism, what is happening? See, they will have direct development too. Where the direct development is seen? Planaria, regeneration occurs. So it is divided from 2 species. So they are going to have direct development where larvae do not exist. So in case of planaria, direct development is present. If it comes to indirect development, then the larval stage exists. So one, suppose organism, they do not completely metamorphose to become the adult. They will have lots of intermediate stages. That means one larva metamorphose to the next, then the next, then the next, then the next. That means a number of larval stages can exist. So in case of them, they will have multiple larval stages. So I will tell you what are all those multiple larval stages in the life cycle of 2 species we have to know in the platyhelminthes. So this is just the general characteristics of this phylum platyhelminthes. Yeah, one thing you have to know about their one very unique characteristic, that is about their parasitic characteristics. What is parasite? Parasite means who live in the host body and take the food from it, as well as it takes the shelter. So it is the organism who is a parasite. So parasite, to actually be a parasite, they also have to adapt a lot of physiologies. So what are the parasitic adaptations? See, in case of the parasites, I will tell right here that in case of parasites, they need to have hooks and spines. Hooks and spines for the attachment. Otherwise, how can they present inside your body? They will be entered inside your body through the mouth and remove outside. It will be not like that. They will have to attach to something. How they will attach? With the help of the hooks. So in this organism, hooks are present. Hooks and spines are present. Yes, in case of them, the suckers are present. Suckers means those structures who help in sucking the digested food material. Otherwise, how they will take the digested food material from the host body? It will be with the help of the suckers. Yeah, the next characteristics about their thick integument, that means thick skin. In case of them, the skin is very much tough in the parasites. What is the reason why they will have very thick skin? The reason is that organism is living inside, suppose my stomach. My stomach will release the hydrochloric acid with a very high pH, that is highly acidic 1.2 pH. So in that pH, how this organism will survive, isn't it? So what happened? This organism will have a very thick structure of the skin. That means this organism will have a very thick and have a very high weight actually of the skin, so that they will be not digested by the enzymatic activity of the host. Okay, so that is the characteristics of the parasite. This organism have to have hooks and suckers. Hooks for the attachment, suckers for the food trapping, the food gathering, food accumulation. They need to have the suckers. Next thing, they need to have a very thick integument or thick skin so that they will be not digested by the host enzymatic activity. And the rest of the other parasitic adaptation, already I have told here that about their digestion, they have the capacity to directly take the digested food from the organism. They directly absorb it. If it comes to the next characteristic about respiration, as a parasite, they also are capable for anaerobic respiration. That means now without the utilization of the oxygen also they can survive. So that is anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration is also be present in them. Now in this organism, what characteristics, another characteristics is present. See, in them, in the body wall, suppose in between the body wall and alimentary canal, suppose this organism, suppose this is the body wall, okay, this is the outer body wall, and inside this is the inner part. So in between this outer body wall and inner lumen, what happened? Do they have coelom? See, this organism, germ layers. See, this organism, how many germ layers are there? Triploblastic, they have all the 3 germ layers. But do they have coelom? No, they do not have the coelom. They are acoelomate organism. They do not have coelom. So coelom is not present. They are dorsoventrally flattened body. So how the body cavity will be developed? Isn't that? So in this organism, they are acoelomate. So suppose these are the 2 layers, outer layer, inner layer. Now in between the outer layer and the inner layer, what is present? See, in between the outer layer and inner layer, they are not developing any body cavity or coelom. Rather, it is having some cells. Okay, and those cells now help this organism to transport the thing. Okay, so what is that cell-filled lining present in between the outer body wall and inner lining? That is known as parenchyma. So normally what you use this parenchyma word actually you use in botany. In case of the phylum platyhelminthes also, what we see that in between the outer body wall and inner layer, they also have some cells, loosely aggregated cells, who help in transportation of the thing. As this organism is acoelomate, they do not have the coelom. In between the outer body layer and inner layer, they are going to have some cells, loosely aggregated cells, and those cells, what we can call it, this is known as parenchyma. So this organism, this is acoelomate organism. In between the 2 body walls, they will have combination of cell, that is known as parenchyma. So that is all about the phylum platyhelminthes, just the general characteristics, but it will be continued because we have to study the life cycle of 2 species. One is liver fluke, that is Fasciola hepatica, and Tinea solium. Okay, so that Tinea solium or tapeworm and the life cycle of Fasciola hepatica we'll see in the next video. Now up to this, these are the general characteristics. Hope you have understood. Thank you.